Japanese tournament that you and Wolf were casting, but I really want to see what Silver 77 can do in terms of this aggressive play.
It's just Silver Valdez.
Silver 7-7.
All right, well, we'll be, it's like a hover over that Arden band to start things off right now. We'll see if Team GL is going to decide on that particular ban, and it will be knocked out of the pool. So Infamous has some decisions to make.
Yeah, Arden, one of these very defensive roam heroes in the game, so taking that away, maybe Infamous was thinking about using him in some sort of composition, but now they have to rethink this and decide what kind of ban they want to go for.
We'll see if they decide to pinch the roam pool at all. Of course, getting Fortress right here would put perhaps a premium on Catherine, and Ringo going to be banned. Now, Silver is a very good Ringo player, but of course he's going to be comfortable on that box too, and Mamma Mia, we saw, has an 11 KDA on the Ringo himself, so he's obviously got another pick in his pocket. Sky will be the pickup right here. Will it be jungle? Will it be lane? Don't know that yet.
Nobody knows. We did see a lane Sky from Almost Carry in our last one.
STR having some fun with the camera right there. Good attitude from these guys. Fortress will be taken away immediately. They see the Arden is out, so prioritizing that roam. And what does GL have to go for? Certainly STR, not a stranger to Catherine.
Ooh. Pick up that Black Feather here. Black Feather, another one of these lane heroes that can jump straight into the fight and definitely does benefit from that speed boost that Fortress does grant the team.
Yeah, can get a speed boost himself, so it gives you even more following power, and it will be another Krull here for Team GL, and to no one's surprise, the Catherine locked in as the final pick at the roam position. Again, we have seen both Sky and Krull played in jungle and lane, so they are holding their cards a little bit close to their chest, but knowing Silver, I'm pretty sure he's playing the Sky.
Yeah, unless he's going to bring out some, not new per se, but some kind of overly aggressive lane crawl. That would be interesting.
Looks like we are going to see Denarius here on the Koshka. So looking for some heavy early aggression. When we've seen that Koshka Fortress combination in the past, it's all about making the early plays. And it looks like Mamma Mia is on the Koshka, however. Oh, wow. So they're going to be switching it up. Denarius looks like he'll be going into the lane. And that means that the Koshka Fortress combination is back. It does have a lot of weakness in the late game, but if you can get an early snowball going, because it's one of the best combinations for early invades and early aggression in the jungle, so.
Yeah, for sure. I also want to point out, as we get into this game, that every single person on the Japanese team is using an iPhone. No one is using an iPad or any kind of tablet of any sort. So, liking the smaller surface, I, for one, definitely use my iPad Pro.
Yeah.
I don't understand the guys who play on the tiny little phones. Myself, I've got big fingers.
That's why you should use a stylus, Valdez.
I should, you know. I should do what I was saying before. Just
should take your own advice.
Yeah. Say what I said about Druid, you know. All those players who should be doing what Druid does.
You're not one of them. What a hypocrite. All right, well, looks like Flare is going down right now, checking out the side brushes as everybody goes for a little bit of a first shop right now, just a little bit of extra HP on STR and Tatuki. Probably a good idea because you're going to want some of those items to counter this aggression, and there's the early invades. You have to be so careful against the Koshka Fortress because their pursuit is really unrivaled. The pounce coming in from both of those heroes allows them to catch up very quickly. There we go. Targeting now onto Kahlua. STR gets low, will dodge out with the Merciless Pursuit, which is not so merciless and not a pursuit.
Yeah. Merciless disengage, I suppose.
You mean merciful disengage.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Looks like someone there is playing on some sort of mini tablet, it seems. but not anyone on the Japanese team. You see Infamous now finding an angle here into the jungle.
Wow, Tatsuki really doesn't want to be alone right there. Gets hit by the scout trap. He's trying to actually steal this with his might. Will get it. Gets a little bit of a heal, but I'm not sure that's going to be worth it as he goes down. And that's exactly the kind of situation you want to avoid. Early stun now down onto Denarius, but no follow-up from Silver Sky. And what a weird position there from Team GL. That is, you would think that having Sky farming safely underneath the turret and therefore the ability to stick together in the jungle would be exactly what you want against the Koshka Fortress combination, but instead leave one of their own to die.
Yeah. It's almost like they're saying, okay, we're going to lose in the jungle anyway, so let's try to set up picks in the lane. But as Catherine got like a semi-decent stun, like there were some minions in the way, of course, of Silver's forward barrage or any kind of Suri strike, really. I don't think he was even ranged to auto-attack, but Silver just like didn't even react. He just sat back and farmed, so maybe a little bit of miscommunication so far, or just playing passive play here.
As we see them coming around again, trying to catch Silver out. Nothing going to happen right there as a scout trap finds them trying to play aggressively on the lane. STR, as you said, just sticking in the lane there with Silver. And one of the issues that we see with Koshka is, obviously 6 months ago she was very strong, but she was nerfed repeatedly, and she still is really weak when it comes to just reflex blocking her ultimate. Once all the reflex blocks come onto the team, she just has that single target crowd control, and that's neutralized by itemization and can cause quite a few issues. And the other thing is, as fast as this composition is from Infamous, it is still very kiteable by a hero the likes of Sky, who can really just get back and stop you cold with the death from above.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that in the last game, of course. Well, hold on thought as Infamous engages again here.
Yeah, may have gone a little bit too far. Silver coming back from the base right now. It is a 3-on-2. Tatsuki looking for it. Smite goes down, gets a little bit of a heal right there. There's the pursuit. Suri Strike goes through. Silver may have gone too far. There's some damage there with the twirl. Multi-person coming in from the Koshka. Tatsuki very low. Are they going to get a kill? Denarius helps out. There's another kill there for Infamous. Mamma Mia going to grab that one, and this is where you can start to run away with the game if you are the Koshka Fortress combination. You've got a level advantage now. You've got double the farm of the enemy jungler, but TGL, they just got a hold.
Yeah, let's take another look at this replay. You saw just Tatsuki sitting in the back. He's waiting for, the enemy team to target someone else, especially as this very early game crawl. You're not going to do much if you're being targeted down, but the second he engages in the fight, he just gets focused down, and the rest of his team not healthy enough to help out.
There you go. Actually, we're going to come back straight to a kill as Silver finds Mamma Mia somehow, heading back into the lane, cutting him off from the brush. He was running deep into enemy territory, trying to loop back around to his turret to little success.
Yeah, you see double life spring already picked up here on the side of Infamous. Very sustain heavy so far. Could be made into double Fountain of Renewal if they do want to go down that path, which wouldn't be so bad. Just try to support their Black Feather as their game goes later and later.
Well, it really is important that they have that healing over time because they have 3 melee heroes, so they're going to get kited by the Sky 100%, and they have to figure out a way to continue that pursuit and healing up and being able to continue kind of taking some hits while you close that gap with the pounce can be, or the Rose offensive, either way, it can be very effective. They're going to get speed boost now down onto Silver. Rose Trail there too, adding a little bit more movement speed for the team. Silver takes about half his HP bar down in life. Not much else in terms of action. Flare catches 3 out in the brush.
Yeah, and you could really see that life spring coming into effect. They go into the lane and they harass a bit, take a bunch of damage, but they're all up at full health right away. They are rotating back into the lane here. It looks like so far Team GL is playing it a bit more passively, a bit more together as a team. After being caught out multiple times early on in this game, I suppose they want to take a bit more of a careful stride.
Yeah, it's just about, I think, turtling up for them, though. The gold gap not going to mean a whole lot for them if it comes to that late game. They're finding multiple ways now to get the necessary kiting and crowd control down. Shiver Steel up, and we should see that Frostburn coming in for Silver, which will limit Infamous's options in the team fight. They got to keep making these picks. There's a flare. They're going to try and isolate somebody. They may have found one. There's a dash over. Denarius on top of Tatuki. Tatuki just has to get out of his own jungle right now. Denarius a little bit isolated. Loops around, rejoins his team, and poke down with a little bit of damage onto the mid lane. Stun onto Denarius, but there's not a lot of follow-up damage. And he's just going to back off. So big run around the map there from Infamous, trying to find somebody to burst down now that Mamma Mia is level 6. Only one reflex block on the side of Team GL, and that means that this is really Infamous's time to strike. This is their power spike. They're going to go in underneath the turret. Silver has to pop that block in early, but he's still going to get found underneath the turret. STR there now as well. Trying to get some damage onto the turret is Mamma Mia. STR coming around the backside, and he's going to die to Denarius. And that's the power spike that Infamous really wanted to go for.
Yeah, this is becoming very, very one-sided, as it seems like Team GL doesn't really know how to handle this pressure. They're sending Krull to farm up because they need him to start helping out in these team fights as they get farther and farther behind, but they're losing so many objectives because of it. They're getting dove under their first turret. They lose that first turret. They're going to lose a full gold mine here as well. And there's more and more gold being given here, 299 to everyone on Team Infamous.
And Tatuki just goes in. He already tossed his ultimate out there at the gold miner. Free kill from Infamous, and Team GL coming apart a bit at the seams here. They are not able to really commit to much of anything right now.
Yeah.
And they are just hemorrhaging objectives as they file in one by one, which is exactly what you do not want to do against Infamous's composition. That is playing to their strengths 100%.
For sure. I mean, even just a bit of desperation. Now that Krull ultimate is going to be down for another 40 seconds. He misses the gold mine there as well. They're looking a bit scared even to farm in their own jungle here. You see more flares being thrown out by Catherine as they don't even know where the enemy team is at. And it looks like Infamous wants to group up again, possibly by this shop, and go for another pick and just increase their lead here.
Hovering around that gold mine again, but they're controlling the jungle very well at the current time. Mamma Mia still 20 CS up on the opposing jungler. That level gap. Another reflex block now for Tatuki's Krull.
And although that skin looks very cool, the play so far hasn't been the coolest.
Should have played Rhyme.
Yeah. I'm surprised we haven't seen any rhymes so far. We are playing on 1.16.
That's how you get the coolest play.
Yeah. Very, very chilling, in fact, for sure.
Going to come around the flank, though. Tsuzuki hiding in that brush, trying to get that Krull perk, and going to jet out of there as they don't want to necessarily fight this. There's a flare. We might see a fight coming in now, though. TGL just trying to kite it out. They don't want to engage. Looks like they had the drop there. Could have maybe hit a Catherine ult and tried to make that work, but instead, don't go for it. There's the Koshka ult immediately, and there's the death from above. Gonna actually stun a couple of people, but it will be blocked out. Silence now as they dive underneath the turret. Silver and STR, the only ones left standing. Mamma Mia doing a lot of damage. Surrey Strike back underneath the turret. Denarius gets low, and they're gonna have to get out. That last shot not going to be enough thanks to Fountain of Renewal.
Yeah, double Fountain of Renewal here and double Reflex block at this point. Or actually just one, but keeping everybody alive. They do get one member. This Krull is just looking very underwhelming so far in this team composition. He's been bullied from start to finish, or start until now. Here we see Kasha jumping in once again and gets the kill.
Yeah, nice dodge there on the death from above. Doesn't get stunned, so another kill picked up here by Infamous as they are acquiring a hefty gold advantage right now, up above 5,000. Let's take a look at them in the booth. There's Team GL on the other side. Another gold miner in their favor. About 200 per player.
Yeah,
they're just
that's
gonna sit back and shop.
6,000 gold lead by this point. Lots of big items being picked up for every player on Infamous. You see Atlas Pauldron for that Black Feather, double Fountain of Renewal, and even a Warhorn for this fortress. They can easily engage from here. whenever they want to. Sky with that Frostburn is going to make it a little bit harder.
Nice stun there onto Mamma Mia, but no, again, follow-up damage as the death from above comes down. Still waiting for that Catherine ult to come back up. Same thing for Fortress's ult for Kahlua. And it's like Team GL just happy holding as long as they can. And we'll see what Tatuki can do right here, because the Krull has just been so easily dealt with in both of our games tonight. I feel like Krull, just a hero that has quite a few issues. If you're a capable team-fighting team. And there you go. They can see the death from above you, so they go in instantaneously. They're not going to really land much, though. Silence goes down across the members of Infamous right now. Silver trying to kite back up, but he is out of energy. Krull ult not going to land, and Denarius still trying to re-engage. He's not going to be able to get any kills right there. Does escape with his life after falling low, but they don't get any damage on the turret. They tried to just all in as soon as they saw the Sky ult go down. Looks like they'll chunk people out enough to pick up another turret and extend their lead.
Yeah, just slow. You know, it's almost like they're trying to force it down their team's throat by this point, but it's still getting them ahead. It does look a little bit risky, but at this point, this kind of lead pretty rare in Vainglory at this point. I mean, it's like 7,000 gold. And still seeing Team GL struggle here to possibly pick up like a very small gold mine, but already Infamous all grouping up, even picking up an infusion onto Fortress at this point, because why not when you're this far ahead?
Why not indeed? Team GL not going to go for that. Don't have a lot of pressure on the map with two turrets already destroyed on their side. Closing with Infamous's composition may be a bit of a trick here. Denarius, though, nice and tanky. Of course, he's had that Atlas Pauldron for a long time. Breaking point. A little bit of sustain there, too, with the Serpent Mask. Gonna back off right now. Mamma Mia going to go in. And there we see the Krull ultimate just doubling back and nailing Kahlua right in that choke point. So successfully stopping the pursuit. Silver still doing a lot of damage over the wall, but the sustain is huge on the side of Infamous. Silver trying to get back underneath, but they're just too fast. Can he Suri strike his way out? Just barely, it would appear. And the turret going to not finish off really anybody. STR gets back in, and that was pretty poor Catherine ult on the
I think that was like the first one
right
we've
there.
seen.
No. It's been used a couple of times. He's actually hit 3 people with it a couple times so far, but it seems a bit late. When you have a team composition coming in with a Koshka, you want to kind of hit him with that first. They stun Mamma Mia right there to start things off.
Yeah, and you can see just, even though it looks like TGL is not having the worst time of this fight, Mamma Mia also getting very low, almost dies here. But I love the cycling. We saw this a lot out of Gangstars too, where the second you get low, you push away, you let your roam, eat all the damage of that forward barrage. Gangstars was doing against the enemy Sky as well, and it is very effective. Koshka had essentially already done her job by that point in the fight.
Yeah, also just throwing the Krull ultimate away and then allowing the team to kite into it, so you get the maximum length stun right there too in the choke point. So successfully setting up that ultimate and baiting the members of Infamous into it. Unfortunately, just not really enough right there to actually win the fight, and instead they lose a couple more members. Don't lose any more turrets, and now Infamous has decided that this is the time to go after the Kraken. Look at the damage.
Yeah, tons of damage coming out here, and it looks like TGL has sniffed this one out, but it's going to be too late. The Kraken is unleashed.
There we go, right in immediately. There's the Blast Tremor coming on through, but it's not going to slow them up too much. Silver trying to kite this one out. Kahlua in the front line right now. They're targeting Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia got full stacks from this Krull onto the Koshka, but it's just not enough. Kite it out, but there we see the Black Feather goes down on the front line as Silver hits that forward barrage. Kahlua and Mamma Mia out of energy right now. STR just buying some time as the Kraken marches down the lane.
Trying to recall in the bush, not going to work out there. And now 2-1, and we're already at 16 minutes, so it's not the longest death timers in the world, but decently lengthy here, enough to allow them to get a pretty free first turret here, and I assume they're just going to back off from here as Krull does come up, and Catherine is nearly there. Just want to play it safe from here.
Yeah, but they're going to be able to take down this Kraken very quickly. Broken Myth onto Silver, and then, of course, that Smite as a finisher onto the Kraken. So they lose the Kraken, but they only lose one turret. So actually, that will help Team GL close that gold gap just a little bit.
Yeah, you can see only about 6,000 gold here is the deficit now. It was at one point about 8,000 or 9,000 in this game, and the team composition from Team GL is not the worst late game composition as Krull gets more and more items. I mean, he's had a very hard time farming so far at only 39 minion score, but as it does get later and later, like if they could eventually get to around 23, 24 minutes, they probably would be on decent footing against this team. I'm just not sure that Infamous is going to allow it to get that late in this game.
Well, we've seen the average game times, Valdez, so perhaps we will be treated with a 22, 23-minute game as...
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. You said it before, this team composition of Infamous is 3 melee, so it is very hard to siege turrets. You have to go for these engages.
They're going to come in again. There's the stun right away. Of course, that Fortress ult already popped. Death from above going to not really hit much. And there's the Koshka ult coming through. Will be reflex blocked by Silver. They're still trying to kite right here. But one member already down from TGL. There's no turret to fall back to besides at the Vein Crystal. Surrey Strike away back through the enemy team right now for Silver. Mamma Mia's got him targeted though. And they are able to close that gap. They are just so fast as a team. There is no escape. And they're going to chase him down into the fountain as STR is the last to fall.
Yeah, very nice engage there. You saw Fortress blocking the Krull ultimate from Hell's Heart. And just very nice job getting onto Sky towards the end. You know, just more of that cycling from that team. They are going to be able to kill both turrets here and get that Vein Crystal.
So Infamous making a statement that they are back here. 2 new members, Southeast Asia's champions, and they want to make it to the